Hello, YouTube. Does this work? Suppose one way to find out now, right? Hello. Hello, Bounce Back. Hello, Clayton. H3. Disco. 91. Bilal. How are you all doing? Hope you're all having a lovely evening. I haven't done one of these in a while, man. I have been so effing exhausted. This year has just broke my back, as the Iron Sheik would say, effed my ass and made me humble. Any of you like the Iron Sheik? His Twitter account is particularly entertaining. I read it from time to time when I'm feeling down. Are gyms open yet? Yes, they're only open to decreased capacity, but from what I have seen, nobody really seems to care. Someone told me, Lewis, you're wrong. I go to Equinox in there. It's like, yeah, you go to a gym that's a little outside the budget of like 95% of the general public. I'm talking about real gyms. What are your thoughts on using a financial planner? Well, I think, I think it's good to have goals, and I think it's good to say, if this happens, then I will do this. So I think it's, like with many decisions in life, I think it's good to say, if A happens, I will do B. If C happens, I will do D. And make those decisions ahead of time so that when something comes up, it's not like you're thinking in the moment, oh crap, what do I do? You already decided what to do. It's just based on what happens. I think a lot of people spend outside of their means, and I think that as a society, we kind of encourage people to do so a little too often. Then again, people spending outside their means are why I have customers bringing me MacBooks to repair, so shouldn't really. What's your take on Apple going ARM? I wasn't really concerned in the beginning. Duke thinks that I should be concerned. He says that that's just one step closer to them developing all their own silicon, their own PM, but that's kind of happening anyway. I already can't get an ISL 9240. I can't get it. Excuse me. Oh, God. Sorry. I have this spicy thing stuck in my throat from dinner. Erica has this amazing red spicy thing she puts in my food, and every now and then a little kernel will get stuck in my throat. Oh, God. I think that what's going to be miserable is these chips being more and more difficult to get. But again, with the ARM thing, listen, we already can't get CD3217s. We already can't get ISL 9240s. We already can't get PMICs. It's like the ARM thing is just, it's not very much. About to drop $2,500 on a 13-inch MacBook Pro. Apple Care or no? I'm sorry, I just reject the premise. No, you're not buying that MacBook. That stuff is good, by the way. That stuff is really good, but God, if you get a little bit of that stuck in your throat, it is awful. Do not buy the MacBook Pro. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it. This is BlackBerry over here, by the way. This is not Clinton. What are the benefits of using Apple computers anymore, if any? Lewis for Congress, then President. No. No. I do not need lines of people outside my house that want to kill me because I said or did something that they don't like. Nope. Don't want to be in politics. Screw that. The benefit of using an Apple computer is their ecosystem. So everything is just kind of made in this way where it works together. Like, you get a text on your phone, it shows up on your computer. There's a lot of cool syncing shit that you can do. I mean, even just when it comes to backing stuff up, Apple and Migration Assistant allows you to have incremental copies of your OS where it saves copies of your it saves your application settings. It saves the preferences within those applications and like every single little bit of the machine. Like Time Machine and Migration Assistant, I think is a great thing. There are a lot of elements to using Apple products that are not terrible. It's just for me, my personal preferences, they're outweighed by the horribleness of the hardware to the point where I can't consider using them. And I don't like when you try to make things easier for me by doing things in a way different from how everybody else does them to where I have to relearn everything from scratch. But there are reasons to use Apple products. Their backup system is on point. I like that. There are some cool things that they can do. Does BlackBerry like catnip? Yes, she does. And she walks around like a kitty on crack if you put some near her. Opinion on Cuties. I haven't seen it yet. I've just seen the videos. A lot of people said they don't like it because it's sexualizing children and they hate the people that made it. My theory is that they're doing that on purpose to show you that this is what happens when you have a society where people get millions of followers and actually make a living from like showing their ass on Instagram and shit like that. Like when you overly sexualize society, this is what happens. So I actually thought from the limited portions that I saw and read about it, that it's not like this thing that you should be, protesting because it's how dare you sexualize kids, but rather they're making the point that this is what happens when you have an overly sexualized society. So it is actually a message that is saying don't overly sexualize everything, which is that's what. But again, I haven't actually watched the whole thing, so keep in mind that my opinion is mostly based on conjecture and short clips that I've seen of it. I really appreciate your honesty and right to repair fight you've been going through. The burnout for fighting the right side is real. Yeah, I was reading that Reddit thread that from my video about anger last night. Interesting. I actually shouldn't have read it. My trainer was aggravated at one of the things I said in that video, and we talked and worked through it like, adults that disagree with things instead of killing each other like everybody nowadays seems to do. But one of the things that he pointed out was that there were a lot of comments in there where they're just like viciously attacking your character and this, that, and the other, and it's like, yeah, welcome to being on the internet. That's why Joe Rogan says don't read comment sections, and I agree with him. But one of the people there said, I don't understand how 2 days ago it seemed like he wanted to give up, and then a day ago he's like, we're going to win this. And I mean, yeah, like, well, welcome to life when you're trying to do something that you're probably not qualified or well-equipped to do. It really is. It is like that sometimes. Anybody that's come to New York and tried to start a business or been in New York and tried to start a business from nothing has had those days where you're like, man, what the hell am I doing? I give up. And then the next day it's like, no, screw that. I'm going to win. And then you win. And that really is kind of the back and forth. What are the best laptops to buy in 2020? I don't know. Will we all end up working for Jeff Bezos? Not all of us, just a lot more of us than we ever thought. Do you think cities like San Francisco will detrify? I know you made a video saying biz like yours won't leave, but big corps might. If that happens, do you think the cities will cut services and decay over time? I think to some extent that will happen. Now, the speed that it will occur, I don't know how fast that's going to occur. So some people, but it has to happen at some point because we are at a point of such a ridiculous, insane, asinine bubble in these cities. I don't know. Is it going to like decrease this much or this much or this much? That's anybody else's guess, and I can't predict that. And if I were to pretend to be able to predict that, I'd be lying to you because that's not something that I am good at. Do you think something messy is going to happen once Nvidia closes the deal in ARM? Nvidia is known to be a dick as well. I don't know. In 1 second, let me end Skype because I'm getting spammed by some shitty parts vendor, and I don't feel like blocking them right now because I'm streaming something. All right, bye-bye Skype, GTFO. When you go to rights repair meetings, do you give the representatives political briefing notes, summarize and explain rights repair arguments? Yeah, I have a little portfolio, and I give it to them. It's got like bullet points, nice big text in the headings, graphs and shit like that, but they're not going to read it. They never do. I know they're not going to read it. It's pointless. But I do bring it, At least I got to look like I'm prepared and care. I'm buying a 32,000 Mac Pro just to install Windows. I'm going to time you out. Was the fragile stickered box damaged? No, it wasn't. The data recovery was actually good. See, that's the U.S. Postal Service creating what's called recurring revenue. We recover data from a dropped hard drive, we ship it back to the customer in a hard drive, and they toss it. See that? Recurring revenue. Thoughts on the 2 police shot in L.A. County, California? That sucks. Yeah, I don't see the world getting much better there anytime soon. You got 2 sides that are just kind of like stuck in their cause. They've put their flag down and they've got their, they've got in their head what they believe is correct and how they believe the world is. And good luck with that. You need to run for office. No, I really don't. I will piss a lot of you people off if I run for office. Listen to my stream that I did on the live channel when someone asked who I thought would win the election. You could see I had 700 people viewing, and like then I gave a political opinion, and it went down to like 200 people viewing. No, I'll just piss all you off. There's no reason for that. Oh man. Yeah, I forget if it was yesterday or 2 days ago on the live channel that was that. I don't know what that means. I appreciate the €5, but I have no idea what that means. I see what looks like a B, an E, backwards R in cursive, an A, a P, a Y, a C, and a strange B. I don't know what that means, man. I appreciate the $5. Thank you very much. Do you like jerky at all? Not a big fan of jerky. How does soldering iron work? It gets hot and melts solder. Clinton looks tired. This is not Clinton. What's your advice on dealing with a narcissistic family? Well, what I recommend here is I think it's really important to treat the people that... I think you got to have higher standards for relationships where you can't get out of them. It's like family. There's this idea that, you know, well, blood is thicker than water. You have to spend time with, you know, you can't get rid of them. They're your family, which is why you need to have these ridiculously high standards for them, because you can't get rid of them. So you need to have higher standards of behavior for people in your life that you can't get out of your life because they're family. I own a computer consulting firm for 27 years. I feel you, Lewis. My question, we live in a simulation. Is it running on Apple hardware? Every now and then, I do feel like I'm running on Apple hardware. Like, there are those days where I go to the gym and I hit a new PR and I feel like a ThinkPad T520. And then there are those days where I like can't even deadlift 250 pounds and I just kind of feel like a 2016 MacBook Pro with flexgate. I can't believe you defend a movie that literally zooms in on... Like, that's the thing. You have no... You have no sense of nuance. You listen to none of what I said. You listen to zero of what I said. So you had an opinion on something, and now you're responding to something I didn't say. I don't even know what you're responding to. You're responding to something I didn't say. This is why we can't have discussions about anything in modern society anymore. And now you made me miss what that guy said, because I was reading your garbage. Anyway. One of the shittiest things in life is having a conversation with someone where they respond to stuff that you didn't say. It's stupid. Anyway. Hey, Lewis, I got the venue I wanted. I'm performing my dance quintet. You know my cycle at Crane Jackson's Fountain Street Theater on Tuesday night, and would love it if you came and gave me notes. A dance quintet? Huh. Well, best of luck. You plan to vote for Trump or for Biden? Plan on probably jumping out a window before I vote for either of them. Does nobody care about mental health on Twitter? Don't read Twitter. Don't read Twitter! I'll leave it at that. What do you think is the real value of higher education? The real value of higher education is the dean's Porsche. You're definitely ensuring that the dean of the school's Porsche has a very high valuation. What are the best 800, 1300 bookshelf speakers to purchase? What do you recommend as a receiver? Axiom M22s in the used market and any Harman Kardon receiver, honestly. Use the money that you save to get yourself some acoustic panels. When are you getting married? BlackBerry? I think that's a yes. Anybody bring up fake AirPods? I have not followed AirPods. I think they sound like shit. What phone would you buy today? I have a Moto G. This cost $150. This thing's awesome. You can drop it. You can beat the shit out of it. You can get liquid on it. It still works. It's fast. Honestly, buying a $150 phone really doesn't have the stigma that it did 7 or 10 years ago. I went to the Verizon store when my other phone succumbed to the bicycle fire that it was in, and I asked for a Moto phone, and they showed me, said, we have this one, and I said, how much is it? It was like $69 or $79 a month or something like that. Enjoy your content all around. You're not scared of being honest and expressive, and you encourage me to get work done. Who do you look up to? I look up to I look up to people like Jim Camp from the book Start With No, who really kind of taught me how to advocate for myself. I never met him, but I read the book. I look up to people like Roy Hendrickson, who worked at Avatar Studios, who actually responded to the email that I sent him for my high school project where I had to reach out to someone who did what I wanted to do in life in the industry, and he was the only person that actually answered me. I feel like such a piece of shit when I don't get to answer those for other people. How's it going? It's going well. Let's see. Yeah, he said, there's nothing college can teach you that you can't learn on your own if you really want to learn it. And he would just stay up. If he was confused on how a complex system worked, he'd just stay up until 4 a.m. and figure it out. And everybody would laugh at him and say, you're not going to figure this out. This isn't going to work. And he would just prove them all wrong in style. And he was a humble guy. And definitely, yeah. Jim Camp, Start With No, author of that book, and Roy Hendrickson. Those are some two mentors. Mine. You think Right to Repair should extend the software? Do you have to do component level repair on the software? Are movie theaters open? I don't know. I don't go to... Are movie theaters open? I don't go to movie theaters. Look at this guy's hairline. I have helmet hair. So I started riding my bike again the end of 2018, and I wear a helmet, and I don't have it in me to do my hair every time I take my helmet off. So yeah, my hair kind of looks like shit, but I don't really care. You got this is sticking out over here, and this is not even. It's I don't give a fuck. It beats taking the fucking train, I'll tell you that much. And I'm not waiting in New York City traffic just to avoid wearing a helmet, but to be in a car. Fuck that. See, what is the best thing young voters can do to get behind Right to Repair? Short summary or slogan that can hook them to want to research deeper. Best thing they can do is meet their local politicians and let them know that they think it's important. Everybody thinks there's nothing one person can do, but to get a group, you need a bunch of individuals. And if there's nothing special about Apple. I started with Mac when Windows had to be regularly rebooted to work. That's changed. Twitter is a terrible place. I agree. Don't read Twitter. It'll make you mad. Twitter is hell on earth. Do not join it. I have a business. I have a YouTube channel with 1 million subscribers. Don't have a Twitter. Don't have an Instagram. Don't have a Facebook. And I'm a happier person for it. You don't need those platforms to be successful. There's no need to be on them. There's really no need to. So advice in a narcissistic family. I thought I told you. You need to have higher standards for the people in your life that you can't get rid of. So if they are behaving in a way that is unacceptable to you, what you do is you say, thank you very much. It's been great being with, I'll see you next time. Just fucking leave. If they start acting in a manner that is unacceptable to you, listen, I've reached the limit of what I can do. Bye. Don't get guilted. Don't get drawn back in. Don't get baited. Leave. Why do you have to deal with them? To use any Samsung product. I used to use Samsung NVMe SSDs until 3 of them in a row died. No. Why aren't you on Twitch? Because I can't figure out the new YouTube streaming thingamajiggy and getting it paired with Restream since they changed everything, and I'm lazy. It's 11 o'clock at night, man. Would you watch 4-hour Trump versus Biden debate? I probably would. But I'd probably be mad at myself that I watched it because it's such a waste of time. Regarding Right to Repair, looks like a Goliath versus David fight. Thanks for fighting. But how to do the commenters, even you and iFixit keep being optimistic about it. Well, Kyle at iFixit is one of those people that is endlessly optimistic. He's naturally, I think, a much more optimistic person than I am. For me, I'm not an optimistic person. I'm actually a pessimist. So for me, I enjoy being proven wrong. Because when I'm proven wrong, it means the world is actually a better place than I thought it was, which is a good thing. And if it's not, well, god damn it, at least I'm right. G'day from Australia. Need input investing in an old MacBook. Should I get a Zero Cycle Count 2015 or should I get a later model? Yeah. Can you get a ThinkPad? Do you got to get a MacBook? Don't make me recommend you a MacBook. Come on. I did it once. I have a video titled, MacBook Buyer's Guide, where I go over why I recommend the ones I do. Yeah, I can't bring myself to do it, man. I'm sorry. 2013 or 2014 A1502. Get that. Are you a fan of clipped speakers? No, I'm not. I like Teal audio, like the CS 3.6 and 3.7. I like the Vanderstein series, like the Model 2, Model 3. You can find the Model 2 on Craigslist sometimes for $300 or $400. And I like Axiom if you're the kind of person that doesn't want to go dumpster diving through the used market and just wants the good old buy it now button. But they're not as good as Vanderstein or Teal. Have you narrowed down potential places you might want to move to and why those places? No, not at the moment. There are certain elements of business that I need to fix up before I can even consider something like that, and I am focusing on those over the next month, and after that, we will see. Don't read Twitter. I agree. How was your high school experience? It was a gigantic waste of my time. I don't forget it. I never forget it. Favorite anime? I don't watch anime. I watched Pokemon as a kid, but that doesn't really count. I like Batman Beyond. That's not anime, but it's a cartoon. A cartoon is kind of close to anime. I really like Batman Beyond. Thoughts on Elon Musk and SpaceX? I don't know much about SpaceX. Well, I don't know. Like, on one hand, I'm really happy that Elon Musk pushes the boundaries with stuff, especially with trying to get electric cars to be stuff that normal people wanted by making a company that makes electric cars that are not slow and not ugly, that actually are trendy in some way. But then the entire following in Apple's footsteps with the anti-repair and the controlling every element of it is kind of lame. The $500,000 pallet of OnePlus Buds custom stole. I don't know about that. Like, to do that, I would have to stop what I'm doing and read the story, which means that I wouldn't be able to answer anybody's other stuff. So I can't read it. I haven't read about that right now. You could send me an email with a link or put a comment in the video, and I'll check it out. What are your opinions about Apple Silicon without make Apple a less shitty company? Man, I don't think it'll make it better or worse. Just probably harder to repair with time. And that's that. Supporting one of my favorite people and creators in the world. Why, thank you. I hope I'm not your favorite person. There are a lot of people in the world that are better than me. No one cares about hair. Oh, you'd be surprised. There are entire industries dedicated to hair. There are people that will spend 30 to 50 minutes in the mirror before they go out every day and just focusing on their hair. How do I stop my parents from trying to convert me politically? Well, how old are you? If you're young, you're kind of stuck with your parents until you're legally allowed to move. If you're older, well, you can just stop talking to them if it bothers you that much. I personally would avoid having these discussions with my parents because I knew that they're not going to change my mind. I know that I'm not going to change theirs, so there's not really much point to it. What are you seeking to get from the discussion? Please pet Clinton. I can't because he's not here. This is BlackBerry, but no one's told me to pet BlackBerry. They've told me to pet Clinton. So I guess they don't want me to pet you, do they, girl? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my hand right above your head like I'm going to pet you, and then I'm not going to pet you. Oh, that was cruel. That was cold as ice right there. Nuzzle. About the simulation being run on Apple hardware, the key part is, can you fix it? I cannot fix a simulation. I miss Windows Millennium Edition. I've thought of complaining to my local counselor, but I wonder what is the best way to get rid of... Oh. Who is better? Me or Steve Apple Pixar Next? What? Whoever came up with the Newton. I'm excited for Erica's next birthday because I want to get her a Newton. She cracked her phone screen. I kind of want to get her a Newton.
You're not gonna hear from me using that Newton.
I want to do a video where I get it and I put it in a nice little box and I gift wrap it and everything and I tell Eric I got you a present and just like record her reaction in secret as I hand her a Newton.
Does it have a USB cord?
If you were to die today, do you know for sure you'd go to heaven? I'd probably go to hell. Like 50-50 chance I'm going to hell. Probably 70-30. Probably, yeah, 70-30. I'm not that great a person. You know New York City gets most of their tax income from real estate taxes, right? The city doesn't have crazy real estate taxes. Like the housing real estate taxes are like 0.7%. It's the property prices that are insane, which I guess then, again, is high property tax in and of itself, because a lower percentage with a higher base is really... My mom's a hardcore liberal. My dad is a hardcore Trump supporter. I hate the pressure from both of them, and they both make me not want to vote in the election. I think you just asked that question, and I'm going to take a guess. Yeah, you still haven't answered the primary tenet there, which is, how old are you? Are you at an age where you have the choice to not speak to your family if it bothers you that much? I'd love to have you comment on this issue. It's just undoubtedly your field of expertise, and it's a perfect opportunity for you to rant. God, how much I love these rants readings. Oh, you put it on the screen instead of in the chat. Now I have to run here and type it in before it goes off the screen. jhn.ssch.com, srsly. This is going to be some bullshit, isn't it? You're going to goatsy.cx me, aren't you? You better not goatsy me. I didn't type it in right. Nothing on the screen. And now the message is off the screen and I can't see it. That's why you don't put a URL in that section. How do you check the wear in a battery? No, cycle count. You would then check the voltage of each individual cell, how they last over time. Good day from New Zealand. Good day. Can you still repair my Macbook Pro 2011? Is it 15 or 17 inch? No. It's a 13 inch maybe. When are you getting a dog? I am not getting a dog. Why do you hate New York real estate? I don't hate it, I just intensely dislike it. Which ThinkPads under 800 do you recommend? Are the used ones. You do not have to buy it new. You can buy last year's model. Interesting, U.S. Customs seized OnePlus Buds thinking they were counterfeit AirPods. Yeah, this is the funny shit. So I got some, as usual, anytime I show up on Reddit, like the natural response is, oh, this guy, he's lying about importing counterfeit stuff. Blah. Like, it happens all the time. Like, this is, and there was this one, like, they can't tell OnePlus shit from AirPods. So this was one example of a comment. So this guy may have a point, but he lost, like, they were counterfeit batteries and you got caught. It's like, no, they're not. I told you what I bought right here. It's like nobody reads it. Like nobody ever reads it. One of the things I said is the law being what it is, you could literally buy an iPhone in America, go to China, mail parts from that iPhone back to yourself, and have it seized by customs if it passed through the right people. There is no sophisticated way to see what is legitimate, so it turns into a MECI logo, me confiscate game. How do you feel the U.S. has a $23.50 cost to renounce your citizenship and will attempt to tax you on income earned out of the U.S.? I think that you should be very, very careful when you have to pay money to leave. That's kind of scary. You got to think about their own thoughts of how, you got to think, how bad does the United States think the United States will become that you need to tax people to leave? That's the thing with Jersey. If you sell your house in Jersey and you don't buy another house in Jersey, they take a bunch of your money. Oh, thank you, Rod. So that's like one of the main reasons that I would never consider buying a house in Jersey, in addition to the 2.2% property tax, which is just ridiculous. But you got to wonder about that. But yeah, with this kind of stuff, like, yeah, people don't get, how did you get over it? I just don't care. Like, I've accepted that people are going to think that I look ugly, and I don't care. I got over it a long time ago. Like, I'm not walking up to my celebrity crush and going, hey girl, and like asking her on a date. That's not happening. I'm gonna walk up to a motherboard and go, "Hey, fan spin." Like, I don't care. I don't know. I got over that shit like 15 years ago. How do teenagers get over realizing that they are not hot or attractive? I don't know. Screw Apple, you're awesome. Thank you. But yeah, with this stuff, like, if customs can't tell OnePlus Air, people, if they cannot tell the difference between AirPods and fucking OnePlus earbuds, they're supposed to be able to tell the difference between counterfeit and not counterfeit. You realize that if I buy an iPhone in an Apple store, I go to China, I could mail myself back those fucking parts, and because they have the Apple logos on them, they're probably going to get confiscated? Do people have any idea? They think that customs has this magical machine that tells them if something's counterfeit or not, or this amazing process. No, they don't. They're normal people, just like you or I. Probably less educated in what you need to know to understand. I don't use Fujitsu laptops. They're probably less educated in like how to tell if a battery is counterfeit or a screen is counterfeit than we are. And it's tough enough for us to tell if they're counterfeit. Would you ever ride a motorcycle to work? I would. I want to get my motorcycle learner's permit, but the soonest I can get it is around October 8th or 9th, and I have to go to fucking Syracuse. Or I can wait until December or January and get it within the city. That's how backed up our DMV is. In states like Florida, you can take the test online. But I'm in New York, where if I want to take the test in less than 3 months, I have to travel 300 miles because New York. I share your hatred of commercial realtors. Haven't met one I liked. It's not lying. It's commercial real estate. Indeed it is. Hey, you said you want to vote for in any election. I can't answer that in between here. I kind of went over some of this. If you go to my live channel, because I have a live channel, the last live stream I did on the live channel a day or two ago, for like the last 20 minutes, I kind of went over that when people said, who do you think's going to win the election? And I can't recreate that rant here because it's gone. But you can kind of hear my thoughts on that there. What's the deal with Brookfield? Are you from there? I am not from Brookfield. I am not from Brookfield. Brookfield is a place in Wisconsin. Hello, Teresa. She says, why are you still up? You're not my mom. I'm still up because I feel like it. Do you think New York City is a great place to live in? I'm biased there. I don't particularly think so. I'm here because I was born here. I started a business here. The business has all of its customers and its SEO, search engine optimization here. So, type MacBook repair Brookfield, Wisconsin. I'm not going to show up. You type MacBook repair in New York City, I show up. So my money's here. But that's why I'm here. I'm not here because I love the city or anything. Brand of tools and bits to use to disassemble electronics. Weha and Wera screwdrivers and Hacko CHP3SH tweezers. Do you have any suggestions for starting a 3D printer repair business? It would be a similar model to PC repair shop due to the wide array of systems. What you need to do is figure out what makes the experience of getting your 3D printer fixed suck by other repair shops. Then once you know what makes the experience suck, then you're going to build your business model specifically to target the weaknesses of the other repair shops so that your business is better than all of them. Then you're going to advertise how those specific things are what set you apart. So that once you have customers call you, or once the customers show up at your website, they'll be like, wow, wait, posted in patrons on Discord. Shit, now I got to open Discord. Fuck. What I would do is advertise to the particular failings of the other businesses by understanding them. And then once you do that, people will believe. Will actually believe that you're correct. Because once you're correct on one thing and you say what they're thinking or feeling, then they'll kind of believe you on the rest. U.S. Customs isn't backing down, says seized OnePlus VUDs violate Apple AirPods trademark. Okay, what's the argument for this? Do you believe in aliens? I don't. Yeah, this is depressing. I think I answered that question already. Get them used. So you can get a P50 used. You can get a ThinkPad X1 Carbon used. You can get a T450 used. But you don't have to buy new. Don't buy new. Don't buy new. There's no need to buy new. Waste of money. Shit, I am so far behind on chat, it's ridiculous. I'm a small business owner. I've heard you speaking about your previous failed businesses before. Hello, Howlin. Yes, I have failed many, many times. Self-leveling concrete. Self-leveling concrete. The EU now has an exit tax starting from 2 to 19% on your property if you move your business from one state to another, even within the EU. Yeah. When you gotta lock people in, that says something. Great news. Rumors say the A1534 is coming back with Apple Silicon. What will you do if that's announced 12 hours from now? Cry. Literally cry. The A1534 is a dead CPU book. Every fucking one of those that we get, dead CPU. Total piece of shit. I'm from Boston, but originally from Russia. You said you'll be mad you watch Trump ride in debates. I believe it's now goal to make people politically passive so you don't participate in live of your country. Do you agree or now? Why? Participate in live of your country. I think that until first past the post is abolished, that this is kind of a joke. You're just going to continue to get shit candidates. Did YouTube hits money increase when everyone was home in the past months? It increased, but I think that's because of political ads for the political ad season, more so than people staying at home. Yeah, I think first past the post is a mess. First past the post sucks. It causes you to get this. Like, you had so many good candidates in the race, and like now this is what we get. Like, really? How is the industrial standards for independent tech repair going? Any progress? At the moment, I have some issues that I need to resolve within my own business before I can go full on focusing on that idea. And once I am done solving those issues within my own business, then I can go back to focusing on that again. We will kill Amazon and Microsoft once you're done with Apple. Ha ha! Ha ha. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin? You accept its donation for services? Donations, yes. Services, no, because it's too volatile. If you could have 1 hour of anyone's time, who would it be and what would you talk to them about? Don't know. I think I'd want to talk to Jim Camp. Jim Camp, the book Start With No. Hi, Lewis. 1 year ago, I left an iPhone 5S outside. What do you think the chances are of it booting up after drying? Battery expanded too. You don't want to dry it. You want to clean it. Stop that. Stop that. Open it. Take the board out. Move the shields. Desolder the shields. Clean it. None of this drying rubbish. Do you dry your asshole or do you clean your asshole? Think about it. Think about it. Having trouble getting my systems in place and employment pay raised style. Any advice for an OCD type guy? 4 years in business, still the best reviews in town because of shop experience. I grind hard. What is your trouble? Employment, pay rates, or style? That's a tough one. So I usually wind up paying people based on trying to steal them from their current job by paying them more than what they're getting. I really just try to take into consideration advice for a boss working around a boss who likes to procrastinate everything and ignore clients. Start your own company or work somewhere else. You shouldn't have to work around the person that employs you. That's insane. You need to be able to work with them or not at all. Maybe that's why I'm a business owner, because I don't have it in me to do that. But going back to the other one. So for instance, let's say this person refuses to talk to customers and this person does. This person will get more money. This person does something stupid every day and I need to kick them because they do the stupid thing every day. This person doesn't. This person will get paid less. This person does not want to check their work, but this person regularly does check their work. This person will get paid more. Like, how many do they solve problems for you or create problems? Tim Cook, De Blasio fan fiction when? Don't raise my blood pressure. You think device repair could be done by robots? Perhaps. I'm on your side, screw Apple. When exactly did you start trying to fix your broken things leading to your business? Around, in this field, November of 2008. Nope. There's not much I can do for that. That's that. I haven't come up with a really long-term fix. So there's a couple of things. So wait, is this the flexgate shit where you get no backlight, or is this no image? If it's no, I don't even know if I have a screen for that right now. I got to check. Because I know there's screwy things where the screens for the older models don't want to play nice with the newer models. Went by your store the other day for the first time. Great customer service in the store. Looks dope. Thank you. I imagine it wasn't me you spoke to because you said it was good customer service. I have 3 MacBook Pros. Should I have you restore them or move on? I would. Yeah, what do you mean by restore them? It depends. There's so many aspects to that. Like, how old are they? What's actually wrong with them? Are they models that are going to work again after you fix them? You know, there's a lot that goes into that. Do you think Google will become the next Apple? I don't know. They already took away do no evil or whatever. So we'll see. What do you think about buying phones from refurbishing companies? In addition, what phones would you recommend use? I like my Moto G, and I don't have to buy it refurbished because this thing is so freaking cheap that I can buy it new, and it actually is affordable. How do you feel about Cisco Networking Academy? I don't know jack shit about Cisco Networking, so I don't know anything about Cisco Networking Academy, unfortunately. That's a question for Eli, the computer guy. Lewis, are you all right? You don't look all right. I'm fine. Can't fix ugly, but I'm fine. What do you do for fun outside repair? What I do for fun outside repair is build e-bikes that wind up going on fire when you buy your batteries from the wrong vendor. Haha. I don't know. Read my Bloomberg, listen to my Alice in Chains. I like my stereo systems. I think I just read that one and cried about it 10 or 20 minutes ago. Damn, this is really far behind. But yeah, I think I read this one already. What's your hardest thing about gaining trust or sales from your customers? The hardest thing about gaining trust or sales from your customers in the beginning is when you don't have a store and they just think you're going to steal their shit. You know, it's like, oh, wait. You don't have $3,000 to $8,000 to spend in a store? Oh, isn't that cute? You're gonna steal my stuff. It's like that condescending kind of shit. So what I would do is I just tried to kind of like, as soon as I sense that stuff on the phone, just, I wish you the best of luck. Text service on 23rd Street and 6th Avenue. Have a nice day. And then they'd call back. Oh, no, I didn't mean it. I don't want to pay $800. It's like, yeah, suck my dick. Hey, shit. Let's see. You have any thoughts on reliability of different SSD brands? Samsung, Evo, NVMe 2 terabyte drives. Avoid. I like Micron. Micron makes some good stuff. The Bible says you don't have to be perfect to go to heaven. All those have sinned, but God will show mercy to those who trust him. That's the problem, though. I don't know if he's real. It's hard to trust things that I don't know are real. So that's like just another reason that I'm going to go to hell. Read the description. He's only reading the Streamlabs donations. See, that's not very nice because I've been reading a lot of stuff in chat. The problem is that there's 33 chats per minute, and I'm reading chats from 11:10 and 11:20. There's just way too many messages, man. I try to read everything, but it's impossible. What are some of your favorite YouTubers? I liked Eli the Computer Guy. Eli the Computer Guy showed me that there is an audience on YouTube for content outside of cute cat videos or gaming shit and, like in prank videos and all that kind of stuff. How'd you meet Erica? Erica messaged me after I did a video this one night where I said that I was single, and she said that she was a Mac user. And I was about to delete the email, and I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't. What glued? So, I'm 18, and I still live under the same roof as my mom, but not my dad. Well, there you go. So you used to live with your parents, which means you still got to deal with them. However, you are old enough that you can, I don't know. Depends on how much you're willing to lower your life standards, Like when I moved out, I was living in a house that was filled with fucking termites, and a landlord that said, "What are you worried about? They're not. What are you, Pinocchio? They're not after you." But it was worth it. Is it worth it to you? You're gonna have to think about that. I think I answered that one already. What glue to hold iPad Mini 4 hole button bracket? That's a question for David. I don't actually do those repairs anymore. I haven't opened up an iPad since like what, 2004, 13, 14. I'm such a spoiled prick business owner. What is your favorite thing about being a famous YouTuber? My favorite part, I think I answered that one already. I like the Moto G because it's so cheap I don't have to buy it from a refurbishing company. $150. Again, all this stuff about I need the fancy schmanciest phone that everybody else has. Fuck that. Get the stuff that's durable, cheap, and lasts. Moto G, baby. I forget what I was just talking about. That's crazy. Like I just had a complete nutter brain fart and it's gone. What is your favorite thing about being a famous YouTuber? What do you do for fun? I think I answered that one. I like when someone says, I started watching your stuff in 2014 when I started college. I got out of college in 2018. Now I'm an engineer at this company and like thank you very much for getting me excited about entering this field. When I get to meet people that started without a job, started watching this stuff, got really excited about board repair or anything related to this, got into electronics, and now make more money than I do and are happy with what they do, that is incredibly rewarding. I think the rewarding part is getting to a place where you have created something that's more successful than yourself. Because like it's one thing to see, because all I ever hoped for when doing this content was that someone who was broke, who started out where I did, could follow in my footsteps, fix some stuff, make some money for themselves, save some money for themselves if they're fixing it for themselves, and get rid of that little shitty, stressful feeling that occurs when you broke something that you couldn't afford to begin with, which everybody's been there at some point. And I like being able to remove that bit of stress that people have, because I felt that before when like I screwed myself when I couldn't afford to have something fixed at the crazy manufacturer price. And I really like being able to, like I remember getting this TLCS 3.6 speakers, and like I did something really stupid and I broke one of the right tweeter. And I remember the company saying like the part is going to be, $500 or this, that, or the other, and this place is going to want $150 an hour to get, including their travel time to get to you, $150 an hour, and they can't tell you how bad it is until they get there. I called this one dude. He's like, here's where you can buy this thing for like $50 or so, and I'm just going to charge you $100 to show up at your place and install it. It'll be done in a half hour, and it'll seem easy as pie. Now I remember how like not stressed, how I felt beforehand, and then how I felt afterwards. And I really like being able to take that burden or stress away from other people. When they call the Apple store and their last backup was yesterday, but the data they need is on the drive right now, and they get told 2,000 or 3,000 and their data's gone, they're having a heart attack because they don't have the money because they need this MacBook to work to finish the job that they're doing so that they have money to begin with. I don't know what that is, man, Mr. Hermes. I don't know what that is. And being able to just tell them, here, it's $300. It's going to be 1/5 what you thought it would cost. All your stuff is still there, and getting that, and like just being able to see the look on their face, that makes me happy. And being able to, it's one thing to be able to kind of help other people walk in your footsteps, but the thing that I really like doing, what I get the most out of, is when I get to see people become way more successful than me that got interested in this stuff because of me. That's incredibly fun. I just want to say I've been struggling with my business lately due to being sick, so I procrastinate all the time, but your videos are helping. I'm glad, and I hope you feel better. I really do. Thank you. Customs workers in that specific thread on Reddit mentioned it's largely a trust-based system. Specific vendors are targeted either due to tip-offs or companies complaining. It's almost like Apple may be complaining to customs about things, and they may be just being a little bit overzealous. Might be. That might be. That could be the case. And maybe when Lewis buys legitimate products, they get fucking taken for no reason. Or maybe I'm just a evil, lying prick. I don't know. People believe what they want to believe. Love and respect to your business even while the economy is tanking. Thank you, Blue Fox. Hopefully it rebounds. I hope it rebounds. How did you handle Oreo poop issues before Erica? Oreo didn't have poop issues before Erica. I think that Erica has been scaring Oreo by... No, I'm screwing with you. Oreo had poop issues since I got him, and I dealt with it by just constantly cleaning up after him all the time, and it was incredibly aggravating. They're trying to discourage you from travel in order to prevent global warming. Huh. Your cat is looking at you condescendingly. Are you just going to take that without petting it and reinforcing this the real boss? Okay, fine. Have you heard of the High Elves? I have no idea what that is. I have a T440p. Do you think it would be worth the money to fix up? I'm leaning towards no because that's on the old side. Like, I got mine for $600 or so, and that was 7 years ago. Here, please get a house tour. If so, when can we expect that? This place is a fucking mess. No. My apartment's a mess. Would you do a Joe Rogan podcast? I'd be honored to do a Joe Rogan podcast, but I don't really know if people want to listen to me for 2 hours. I don't know if he'd want to listen to me for 2 hours. He has a lot of really interesting people on. He has presidential candidates, CIA people, millionaires. But I enjoy Joe Rogan's show. Hey, Lewis, as a business owner and consumer, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin? And oh, I think I answered that one already. Shit, I am behind by so much. Why am I reading comments from 11:12? Holy shit. Damn, I suck. Are you reading donated comments not on Discord? I am reading from my YouTube live chat, and that is that. I suck. I'm reading way slower than comments come in. I see it says I have a chat rate of 38 comments a minute, and I am clearly not reading 38 comments a minute. That's impossible. How much of your new business do you attribute to YouTube presence? I don't know. Gosh, YouTube still does that thing where, like, when I scroll down, it skips over 10 minutes. So anything donated, anything in chat normally between 11:10 and 11:20 is now gone. What is your favorite piece of hardware? Vandersteen 3A signatures that I got used open box at a nice cheap rate. Vandersteen 3A is my favorite piece of hardware. I cannot believe I don't know Eli the Computer Guy. I like Eli the Computer Guy. I've been watching him for about 9 years now. Advice for someone making a new YouTube channel. Make content that is interesting to you. Don't try to make content that you believe is interesting to others. I have no idea why the fuck people watch me. I make stuff that's interesting to me, but people choose to watch it. You've been doing this for years now. What got you started in device repair? How long have you started doing it, and your regrets? I needed a MacBook, an Apple machine, to finish the session, so I bought it, and it came broken. So I went to fix it, and then when I didn't need it anymore, I sold it, and I made a profit about $200, or $250, and that profit was during a time that I had just lost my job and all my prospects in life, and fixing it took me 20 minutes, so I thought, let's try that again. And I did, over and over again. If not New York, where else would you live and work? I don't know, man. I kind of want to get a motorcycle and travel the U.S. a little bit. But I need to get my damn learner's permit first to get that. And to get a learner's permit, I have to wait until the beginning of October and go up to fucking Syracuse, 300 miles away, to take the damn learner's permit test. Yes, I've had many failed businesses. Stop making me yawn. I can't. How do you move on from a cheating ex? Find a better one. I don't know. Is that I'm trying to come up with a way to. For some reason, my brain is telling me that by saying that I'm being offensive, but I don't think it should be. Find a better one. Find someone else. Find someone better. You will forget about the ex very quickly. Love your New York City real estate videos. Reminds me of Vancouver, where I own a small business. Going to move somewhere that doesn't actively hate me. That's something. Why do you do mainly MacBooks instead of smaller devices like iPad or iPhone? iPad or iPhone? Well, for iPhone repairs, everything needs to be done while you wait because people need the phone and they refuse to live without the phone. They'll live without the computer for a short period, but they cannot live without the phone. And a lot of these component level repair kind of things are not things that can often be done while you wait. And the other thing is that, like, when it comes to warranty stuff, like, if you have a liquid damaged phone, like, good luck with that. I mean, you're going to have, like, baseband issues a few months in, or random crashing and shit like that, and it's a pain. And Apple also replaces it for pretty close to what the cost of component level repair would be from liquid damage. Does your cat follow you everywhere? I really dislike it when you're at your chair. Very cute. It's like, my cat just likes being on my chair with me. And iPads are, oh my, free estimate on an iPad. I have to remove a screen just to do the free estimate. That has a chance of breaking. What's your best advice when it's time to jump ship? Any other general advice? You'll know. So when it's not sustainable and you're telling here's when you quit your business. When you tell yourself you'll be happy if you don't even make a profit so long as it survives. Once you start telling yourself that, you have started the curve. Every relationship has that, and you do have a relationship with your business. In a relationship where you tell yourself, I'm happy to simply come home and not fight every day. I'll be happy if I just have peace. You got to get a divorce, you got to break up, you got to move on, because that's not what a relationship is for. And why is it every time I'm in the middle of answering a complicated question, someone asks a really long question? Just want to let you know that your videos on parenting have helped me realize that a lot of what my parents have gone through shaped me drastically, and they were really enlightening even though they were posted ages ago. Thank you. I think you're thinking of the Don't Scream at Children video, and thank you very much for that. I hope that that video gets viewed by a lot of people. Why don't Apple users understand the concept of putting files in folders? I don't know. I know that a lot of people, like, if their stuff is not in their iPhoto library, they don't know where their stuff is, and that drives me nuts. They don't know the folder that their files are in. They have no concept of that. And it's like, one of the ways that I could make lots and lots of Apple users cry, and have in the past, is if I'm not able to do a migration of your data and I can only give you your files in a folder, like people cry. It's kind of like if you give a koala a eucalyptus leaf, but it's not on the tree. If you just put it in front of them, they will literally die of starvation because they won't know that they can just eat the leaf. So if I can't do a migration, if I'm not able to fix the partition in the OS enough that it's recognizable, why are people so unkind? For the same reason that you or I are unkind, honestly, because in the moment, they feel like they're doing or something that's righteous and it makes them feel good. I've had people literally cry in the store. I'm like, no, look, all your stuff is right here. Like, it's in this folder. Look, there's all your pictures, and there's even subfolders with the dates and everything. But that's not my library. That's not where it was before. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. You seem a bit down lately. Are you doing okay? I don't know. There seems to be lots of civil unrest in the streets. People are afraid that they're going to die. Other people are afraid that they're going to be locked in their homes and their businesses are going to go under. We're going through one of the worst economic recessions or depressions in history, and it is mostly man-made. And we are living in very, very politically turbulent times where people are, shooting each other over their political viewpoints, trying to get people kicked out of areas, kicked out of neighborhoods. Have you turned on the news lately? How do you stay happy when you're feeling down? I don't know. I don't try to stay happy. If I'm feeling down, I allow myself to feel down. Allow yourself the right to feel down. Again, like, listen to that other person. Like, are you okay? I get this stupid shit all the time. Are you okay? Are you okay? Oh my God, you seem like you weren't perfectly happy at some point in your life. Oh my. What's wrong with not being okay? What's wrong with realizing that the world is completely, utterly, and totally fucked, and expressing that from time to time? Did it excite you that you can pull in more live stream viewers than the top streamers in the internet just by sitting on a couch with your cats? I have 2,600 live viewers, and when I had 80,000 subscribers, the max thing I ever got, I think, was 2,400 live viewers. So I don't really know. I'm not particularly excited about it. How would you want a prospective skilled employee with executive dysfunction, think ADHD but untreatable, to approach you about that or accommodations? Honestly, I don't really feel like them approaching me that at all. Don't bring me your problems at work. Like, I know this is ridiculously unpopular and a bunch of people are going to say, how dare you? How dare you? But thanks for giving business advice to those who need it. Recent rights repair developments that you think are important for anyone to note. Prop 1 in Massachusetts. Question 1, not prop. Question 1 in Massachusetts. I went over it in my last video, and does this make you angry? This is something that really matters because normal people can vote on it. Normal, average, everyday people can vote on this. You're not waiting for a congressperson or a senator. When you go to the polls, you can decide if it gets passed. That is awesome, Eternalist Mage. But yeah, if someone says, I have executive dysfunction, but it's treatable, what am I supposed to do with that? I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. I'm a MacBook repair person. I don't know what to do with that. Like, I don't know what to do with that. So I can give you a job, and if you come to me and you say, I am having an issue doing this particular part of my job. This particular part of my job causes me stress. What do? I can work with that. If you say, I feel I can't give up a job. I don't know when I'm supposed to give up on a job. I don't know. I could say, okay, you have a 30-minute timer. When you get through these, yeah, I saw that one, Mark Studio. When you get to 30 minutes, what you're going to do is you're going to give up and put it in the bottom, and you're going to email the customer saying, if this takes you longer, you're going to email the customer and say, this is a more difficult one than usual. Can we have a little more time, or is this something you need back immediately? And then you're going to keep circling through your queue, and once that machine is over 4 days old, if you then, you give up. But you're going to go to the next machine. And you let the customer decide whether or not they want you to continue. Like, then we can work together. We can work together if you point out what specific parts of your job you find difficult and why. But if you come to me and you say, I have executive dysfunction, what the fuck? I don't know what to do with that. There's nothing I can do with that. Like, I don't know what to do with that. I'm not qualified to do anything with that. I don't know how to arrange it. So what you should do is you should say, these are the parts of my job. This is the specific part of my job that causes me stress or aggravation, or that I feel I'm not doing well. And then I can say, well, here's some advice on why is it hard for you to do? And then you can tell me, and then I can say, well, here's some ways I think you can cope with it. But don't go to your employer and say you have executive dysfunction. Just don't, because they're not going to know what the hell to do with that. I don't know what the hell to do with that. This is the problem I'm having when I'm doing this job. Here's why. And then your boss can say, well, I think you're approaching it incorrectly. Here's a different way you may approach it. And then maybe it works. That's how you work together. Be specific about the problem. And it may work. Where do I start to learn board repair? YouTube.com/Rossmann Group. Got lots of videos there. All right. Are there any components in an A1260 that are helpful to you? No, I'm sorry. I know you're busy, but if you could find time, I challenge you to see the video, Logical Reasons to Believe the Bible is God's Words. Are you menace? Maybe. That's a Moto G7, not G6. Pay style, I don't like idea of hourly milkers, so think piecework commission. For some reason, I'm handicapped. I can't figure out how much I can afford to pay people to scale working business. I prefer hourly to commission, because then I got accused of this recently. Someone saying you're just trying to go through this as quickly as possible. No, I like hourly because it keeps people from being incentivized to sell customers repairs that they don't need. And I feel that having an hourly system rather than a piecemeal system makes the customer more likely to trust the staff. So the staff has no reason. I didn't see them. Alice in Chains stopped being a band over 15 years ago or so at least. Alice in Chains stopped being Alice in Chains when Lane Staley died. There is no Alice in Chains 2 years ago. But I don't like the idea of piecemeal, because I don't like the idea of my employee having an incentive to sell you a repair on something that probably will die again. I want my employees to tell you, listen, we can fix this model, but just so you know, your PCH is probably going to die 3 months from now and start randomly crashing, so I suggest you don't. Rather than just try to get that money in the moment, knowing that he can, get you before the warranty goes out. I have watched him. I watched this one video about him saying why Apple stuff is crap. I didn't really get much out of it, though. Also, favorite Alice in Chains song and why? It's Not Them Bones. It would be Nutshell or Rotten Apple off of Jar of Flies. Jar of Flies is my favorite album. If I'm at the gym or, I just feel like beating the shit out of something, We Die Young is definitely a banger. What do you think about tipping servers, even if they do a horrible job? If you do a horrible job, I'm not tipping you. I don't care. And there's this whole argument that, well, they make their living off of tips, so you have to give them that. Well, if they suck and they don't get a tip, maybe they'll get the hint, be better at it, or get another job. I will tip generously if you do a good job. I will tip shittily if you do a shit job. I don't really have a middle of the line there. So many Vandersteens. Which Vandersteen Model 2? 2A, B, C, 2CE? I had a 2C and I enjoyed it. I got them for $400 off of Craigslist many years ago. Yes, I heard about that, Mark, about many times in the stream. I read it and I laughed at it. Would it be possible to work out a way for me to Portuguese subtitle your videos? I don't know. I think I have subtitles turned off because I turned them on and people just kind of started putting ridiculous crap in there. How do you fix your Hacko 951 struggling with large thermal masses? My cheap Weller deals better with literally anything that's not a tiny SMD. I don't know. It works fine for me. I use a 250 watt Weller anytime my Hacko doesn't work, but for everything I need, my Hacko does. If not New York, where would you live and work? I don't know. I really do want to get my motorcycle learner's permit, kind of go around the country and find places to live and have a business that are not New York City. That's going to be delayed a bit because to get a learner's permit, I got to wait until October because fuck New York City. And I also got to fix a lot of issues at my business over the next few weeks and get things back on track so that I don't need to be there. How is your YouTube channel not banned yet with your piss-off attitude? Much respect. I don't know, but I expect it to be at some point, which is why I have a channel on Library. By the way, if you don't like the ads that are on YouTube, you're always welcome to watch my videos on Library, LBRY. It's free. You can watch, you can download, you can rip it. I don't really care, and there's no ads there. It's a nice YouTube-free experience. I'm one of them. I started my job 2 weeks ago, but I've been watching your videos for 3 years. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Jiff. How do you move on from a cheating ex? You find a new girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever floats your boat. How was your first job out of college? I never finished college. I quit college to do this. So, at my business. How would you want a prospective skilled employee with executive dysfunction? I think I answered that one already. Say, here's the problem that I'm having at work. Here's the problem I'm having that's keeping me from doing my job well. Here's why. And then allow your boss to communicate with you. Just don't, whatever you do, don't walk up to your employer and say, I have executive dysfunction. Because they're going to have no fucking clue what to do with that. I have no idea what to do with that. I can solve a specific problem, but I cannot solve I cannot solve those problems. I cannot solve an overall general problem. I think I read that one. How does one treat mental health problems when therapy is straight up inaccessible? I don't know. I actually tried therapy for a while and it really didn't do much for me. So I don't have an answer to that question because I wish I did. I did not find therapy to be helpful. I tried several different therapists. Really just kind of literally felt like I was talking to BlackBerry. Which is kind of insulting to BlackBerry. I'm sorry, girl. I didn't mean that. Yeah. Have you ever thought of making a series on eBay or Bafang experience? Maybe. I don't have the time. Gamers Nexus said, thanks for raising awareness to repair. We've been fighting in North Carolina for different causes and are spread too thin to keep up as is. Glad to have you championing this important cause. If you ever want to combine forces in a video, let us know. Gamers Nexus. Why does this... I know you. YouTube used to have a feature where I could visit your channel by clicking on your name, and now it doesn't seem to work anymore. Fuck. Thank you very much. Thumbs up to Gamers Nexus. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it sometime. Would it be possible to work out a way to put Brazilian subtitles in your videos? I don't know how to do that. What is your job title? I don't know. Bum? We have this joke going back and forth between me and my dad. So my dad married into an Italian family that really didn't like him for being an outsider. And I remember my grandma had Alzheimer's or dementia for a good 10 years. She had dementia to the point where she didn't recognize me. So you kind of sound like Handsome Jack with your Zany Rainbows bag impression. Zany Rainbows? Huh? Yeah. So I knock on the door, and she starts hitting me with a broom that's next to it because she's like, who is this person? Who is this intruder in my home? She doesn't recognize me, and she used to love me. My grandma loved me very much, even though I was the son of my dad. And I was talking to her, and she didn't know who I was. She didn't know, once she calmed down, she didn't know who I was. She didn't know who her own son was. And then I said my dad's name, and she starts yelling, bum, bum, bum. So every now and then when I talk to my daddy, he's like, you know what I am? And I say, huh? And he goes, bum. And he calls me a bum back to kind of poke fun at that. So yeah, so when we talk and I talk to my dad and, I say, he's like, you grew a business, you did all this stuff, but to me, you'll always be a bum. And I always say to him, yep, you'll always be a bum too, Dad. So we had a good sense of humor about the craziness in my family. That stuff was funny to me. Yeah, Alzheimer's for 10 fucking years. You can't recognize your grandchild or your own son, but you remember that your son-in-law is a bum. Fuck that person for marrying my daughter and not being Italian. Prick. How dare he? What's a fair price to sell 2011 MacBook Pro 5 SMC? $50, $100. Yeah, that's not really worth much anymore. Link is in chat. Oh, I'm so far behind. I suck at live streams. Fuck Reddit, that place is one hell of a hive mind. I like Reddit sometimes. I don't like it at others. But it is what it is. Do you think stock trading adds economic value? Provides a value? Well, there is that whole concept of value of, properly trying to value things, but yeah, I don't know. It provides some value. Does it provide the value that people get back from it? That's arguable, debatable. Would you ever think of running for office? Never. Nah, there'd be lines of people out the door that absolutely hate me. I can't do that. Listen to my stream on Louis Rossmann Live Random, the last one that I did, the last 20 or 30 minutes. It would never work. I can't deal with politics. Mom passed away, have her iPod sponge. Oh, son of a... Why did that just disappear? Why do you do this to me, Streamlabs? Why you do this to me, Streamlabs? And thank you very much to Gamers Nexus. Thank you also to Streamlabs for being by. Proof of death certificate, obituary, etc. Now I find the iPad is a tamper-proof motherboard. Is this true? Apple can't really help people, can charge you more than it's worth. If you have the password, then yes. If you don't have the password, there's really not much I can do to get data off of that thing. You should check out spaces in Louisville. Relatively affordable. Maybe Ultra. Lewis, look at Coalition for Safe and Secure Data, Twitter and Facebook. I try to avoid Twitter and Facebook. It just pisses me off. Wanted to shout out Cameron for a pleasant interaction through email I had with him. Wondering if you could fix my PS3. You can't, but he really went above and beyond offer suggestions. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that someone liked Cam. So we hired Cam from Discord recently. He's in the UK. Man, people are some whiny ass bitches about the fact that he has a British accent. Like, if you wouldn't fucking believe some of the calls that we got where people are actually outraged, like, well, is that a guy from fucking Britain answering the phone? Why is it that guy from the UK? It's like, it's a British accent, man. Fuck off. Calm down. Like, people really, really get mad that I have someone answering phone calls from the UK, and I don't get it. Like, I just don't want to take their business just because it bothers you that much that I hired someone from the UK. But I did, and he does a really good fucking job. He really cares about customers. He got my email first response time down to like 3 to 5 minutes every now and then. So everybody in the Discord, just give a nice round of applause to Cam for doing a really nice job. And thank you very much for the kind words that you said. I'll be sure to pass that on to him so that he doesn't get discouraged by all these fuckfaces that bitch at him because of his accent. You should check out places in I read that. Gamers Nexus, mash up, hell yes. Maybe 2020 was worth it. My GN kit just came in today and already used it twice. I'm struggling to grow 2 locations, both average 22K a month, both in very high traffic areas. Okay, so what you're doing, you have 2 locations. You need to have 1 great location before you can have 2. So right now you're trying to split yourself between 2 locations. Figure out how to manage 1 right. Figure out how to get more business to 1 properly. Figure out how to make the customer experience so good at 1 location that everybody who goes there tells all their friends you got to go here and nowhere but here. I bet OnePlus is getting lots of traffic from CBP's blunder, and with their buds being half the price of Apple's, basically the same. Conspiracy theory has entered the chat. What if OnePlus paid customs to take their stuff as an advertising move? Eh? Hardest part about starting a repair business is needing to stock parts and not having any money. So people will want to have the item fixed through you, if you can do it quickly. You can do it quickly only if you have the part. You need money to stock the part, but you have no money until you do the repair. Where do you get the money from? You can get an SBA loan if you've been in business for at least 3 years. Where do you get the money from? How to move on from a long-term relationship that ended because I was cheated on. This is the 4th time I'm answering this in the stream. Get a new fucking girlfriend. Move on. You will forget about the woman that cheated on you when you have a new girlfriend. I guarantee you that. More people know about you than I know. I was getting my car serviced on Saturday. We ended up talking about you. The mechanic was a fan. Wow, that's awesome. I kind of wonder, as like the channel grows, you're going to have more people that like me, but also more people that hate me. So every time I meet someone that's like, oh, I recognize you, it's like, oh, shit. You know, like, are you one of the people that likes me or one of the people that doesn't? Especially if it's someone that's preparing food. If I meet someone that, like, oh, yeah, I watch you on YouTube and you're preparing my food, it's like, oh, okay, Kevin, here, try this first. Like, because again, you read some of this stuff in this thread, and like some of it is, let's see, what do we have here? Let's. Yeah, like, is this guy preparing my food? Is this guy preparing my food? Is this guy preparing my food? Is this guy like, I don't know. What are your thoughts on donating plasma for extra money right now? I'm thinking about donating twice. I've never done it before. If you can do it and it's safe and it helps people, why not?
It's a thick needle.
Oh, that's scary. Never mind. I'm scared shitless of needles. I'd rather get into a fight with someone bigger than me than go to a doctor and have blood drawn. I'm a total pussy when it comes to a needle. I'm not afraid to admit it. Eternity is a long time, Lewis. Death is not the end. The truth is out there. Pray for your well-being and success. Thanks for listening. Thank you. Who is your main in Dota 1 back in the day? Side note, really love your stuff. My main back in the day was King Leoric with Sanjin Yasha, Boots of Travel, Bariza, Satanic, Heart, and the last item would usually be a wild card, sometimes Divine Rapier. Divine Rapier plus Satanic with that little, like, Satanic, Divine Rapier, Bariza. Oh, man, you got that Sanjin Yasha and the Boots of Travel. You're traveling around so fast. You fuck everybody up so hard. King Leoric. King Leoric. I loved it. Now I think they changed his name to something else. It is indeed a bad ASMR. Oh, man. I suck at doing live streams. I'm so off. I miss so many chats. 30 chats per second. Yeah, I'm definitely behind. Nah, I can't read 30 messages a minute. 30 messages a minute. I have the Moto G7, I believe. Yeah, the guy who opened his second store and can't figure it out, you really just got to make one store work. I made that mistake because I used to have 2 stores, and it was a terrible idea. She doesn't need to replace it if it does everything you need. So you have a computer that has a quad-core Ivy Bridge processor. That's fine. You're fine. Since you have a lot of experience in this and future sense, you can tell me what motor controller, battery, tooth config, and display you would recommend for an e-bike. I like the Phase Runner. Go to ebikes.ca. They're really good people. They sell a lot of good stuff. Tell them that we sent you. No commission or anything there. Just ebikes.ca. I really like the Phase Runner. I like the Psychoanalyst. I'm not a big fan of the fact that they don't have a key switch for the Psychoanalyst. That's kind of like the moment you plug the Psychoanalyst into the Phase Runner, it turns the whole setup on rather than you having a place to put a key switch in. So you got to cut up their wiring to do that. But otherwise, I really like it. Took 20 minutes, and I love you guys. Reminds me of TechServe RIP. I think I still have way less than techserve.com registered as a domain name. I got to check. I registered that a long time ago. If you hire a basic repair tech for X an hour and find out they provide scripting, support, PowerShell, soldering skills, would it be wrong for the tech to ask for more pay for the more skills? I mean, it doesn't matter to your business, you know? Like, let's say you hire a basic tech, like they support PowerShell. Does that add to your business? Does your business require that? Does it need that? That gets into the question of someone being overqualified. So the salary really has to do with what that person brings to your business. So if I have someone who's willing to deal with difficult customers and someone else who isn't, that person is going to save me from a situation where someone's angry and files a chargeback which means I save money, which means you're now worth more money. If the person being nicer doesn't matter because I have a business that does not face customers, then paying them more money for that skill is not really something that matters, even if it is. Oh, thank you. I don't think I deserve that, but I appreciate it very much. Thank you, EB. You ever take medication to help with mental health? A while ago I did. It wasn't a great experience. I was just curious what would happen, and it was... no. I want to learn how to be an electrician and learn how to repair, but I'm bad at math. Ooh, good one. Yeah, you're asking the wrong person how to be better at math, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, I watched Gamers Nexus coverage of that piece of shit Enermax liquid cooler for the Threadripper 4. I watched it, of course, right after I bought that piece of shit and then installed it, and then it died because it's a piece of shit. But if I had actually paid attention and watched Gamers Nexus prior, I would have learned something and saved some money. So I like his stuff. I'm noticing a pattern that I am missing a bunch of stuff because I'm behind, and I'm never going to actually get to go to sleep unless I cut it off, so we got to cut this off soon. What's your library channel? Just Rossmann Group. Just Google Rossmann Group Library, and you'll find me. Just ROSSMANNGROUP. 2 S's, 2 N's. What's the worst thing that ever happened to you? The worst thing. My younger brother is in mid-20s with no life or work experience, well, no education. He's getting weird extremist politics and seems unhappy. What advice would you give for him and the people trying to help him build a life for himself? People get into weird extremist politics and become really, when they're very nihilistic and when they feel like they have no purpose. So you got to find a way to give them purpose. Thing is, people have to choose to want it. You know, like you can't, excluding Austin, Denver, Salt Lake, Boise, Portland, Phoenix. What opinion? Where's the next up-and-coming city? I have no idea, man. I got to travel the country and find it. But, you know, I'll let you know when I find it, but I don't know. Just speaking off the top of my head, I don't really know. But, yeah, people have some... You can't make that decision for someone. You can show them stuff that they may get interested in. You can try to get them interested in stuff, but at the end of the day, it's got to be their choice to not descend into nihilism. And I've been very arrogant in thinking that I can change people, and I've employed people that were nihilist, and I've tried to change people. I've tried to change friends that were extremely nihilist and went to bad places, and I've failed every single time. You know, you can kind of nudge people in the right direction. You can explain things to them. You can try to demonstrate concepts for them. You can try to demonstrate the joy that you get. You see jobs like musicians or other art-related jobs irresponsible? No. I know a lot of artists who are irresponsible with both their life and their finances, but I think that's just, it comes with the territory of having those temperamental leanings that make them good artists to begin with. I worked at a studio long enough to know that lots of artists do not have their shit together in their life at all, and they will happily admit that to you. But yeah, that question is a little bit general. You check out spaces in Louisville or surrounding areas. By the way, been here since mid-2016. That's awesome. Yeah, the worst thing that's happened to you, that's hard to... There's a lot of shit that's happened to me, but it's hard to tell what the worst one is. What are your thoughts on Trump being nominated twice for Nobel Peace Prize for his peace deal between Israel, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates? I think that Kyle Kulinski has a fairly... I think that Kyle Kulinski says it well when he says that you shouldn't be nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize if you've ordered drone strikes that kill civilians. Like that should be like the base level. Like, you know, we're not trying to have really crazy high standards here. Like, can we just start at that level? And I think that, yeah, like, watch his stuff. Like, even if you're not a left-wing person, and I'm not particularly a left-wing person, I appreciate his takes on a lot of this stuff. And, I learned something from it. It kind of causes me to think, and I appreciate that. It gets me out of, what have you been, ever thought of making some kind of series about your experience? Maybe. Didn't we give that Nobel Peace Prize to Obama before he really even did much? Yeah. Like, we gave it to him before he even tried. It's kind of like giving me an award for the best repair person before I've taken the screws out of your MacBook, you know? I don't know. I think that... Why is your cat called Mr. Clinton? He's called Mr. Clinton because when I got him, he would try to sexually assault the other kitties in the apartment he was in. When do I start to learn about New York real estate? I heard about Rossmann Realtors. Try to rent a space in this dump. Is Canada a real place? It is. Love been watching for years. Pedro now with CPR turned me on to you. When he saw the video firing customers, he was like, maybe don't watch him. Pedro Ferrer used to be on some of the Facebook groups. I remember seeing him on the eTech Facebook group. I hope he's doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. Your strength to share the ups and downs of life with us is inspiring to me. Please continue to find ways to beat the odds. You're what makes New York... Now you're what makes this world a better place. I hope to make the world a tiny bit better than it is worse. I think most of the time I fail, but sometimes I succeed. And I will try to keep succeeding at that. I'm starting a soldering equipment and supply online store. You encouraged me to get into board repair in my industry, and I want to help others get into board repair. Well, that is awesome. Did you see that IKEA and Republic of Gamers are going to collaborate to make gaming furniture? Oh, God. We have a gaming mice. We have gaming headsets, fucking gaming laptops, gaming lighting everywhere, gaming furniture. What next? Like gaming cats? Gaming girlfriend? Gaming air conditioner? Gaming fleshlight? Like, yeah. What if the guy that tasted your food didn't taste the poisonous part, but you did? That hasn't happened yet. Kevin's been a really good sport with regards to being a taste tester. What the fuck are these religious chats? Who buys religion? This is free will cause undue suffering, but then afterlife exists. Yeah, I'm not particularly religious, but I don't have anything against people who are. You plan to open a store in another state of America. That depends on how far New York goes down the tubes. What's your advice on dealing with addiction? Ooh, that's a hard one. I'm one of those very few people that can, like, try just one of an addictive drug, have one potato chip. And I've tried it. I'm not going to say what, because, you know, I don't know any of you people, but I don't have an addictive personality in that sense. So what I say is not going to apply to other people who do, because I don't know what it feels like. So it's kind of like when you have someone who is, you know, a world champ in baseball who tells you just keep your eye on the ball. Because to him, he's the best in the world at baseball. So to him, it literally is just keep your eye on the ball. For me, if you want to not be addicted to something, just stop doing it. But again, it's easy for me to say that. It's hard for you. It's hard for you to follow that because you're not me and I'm not you. So I don't know what it feels like. All the 1-stars are preparing your food. Oh, you're scaring me. Yeah. When is the last time you slept? 10 years ago. Buy society, time to live in Alaska. Take my 50 PHP. Phase runner. Yes, phase runner. What's your turnaround on repairs, say, if I drop it off tomorrow? It depends what it is. Is it an easy job? Is it a complicated logic board repair? Is it a dead CPU on a 1989? Like, what is it? It really depends. But yeah, so since there's some backlog that we need to get through and organize, so we don't have this super fast list of turnaround at this moment. And there's some reorganizing I have to do at the store. I recently watched your video free as in free time. Every specific problem you mentioned has been fixed. Have you considered switching back? I doubt they have. I have my doubts about that. A lot of stuff that really doesn't... Like a lot of the just basic VST plugins I use for audio stuff don't exist on Linux. Maybe if those... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds. How do you deal with situations with an unknown and potentially very negative outcome? I did a video on this about 5 years ago. So there are typically 5 ways that anything can do. My favorite OS... I don't know. I'm using Windows, so I guess Windows. There's 5 ways that any situation can go, and what most people do is they assume that it's going to go the worst possible way, and then after this happens, there's 5 possible things that can happen next, and they assume that's going to go the worst possible way. And you have to understand that just by sheer statistics, the way your brain automatically thinks that the worst possible scenario, the worst possible outcome is what's going to happen every time, that's not going to happen. So when you want things to go your way, they never do, right? They never go the way that you think they're going to go, and you want them to go the right way. So why are they going to go the way that you think they're going to go in the wrong way? Eternity is a long time. Death is not the end. The truth is out there. Pray your well-being and success. Thanks for listening. Fan. Do you prepare Apple product for the next decade? I don't know. I thought in 2011 I wouldn't be repairing them much anymore. It's 2020 now. If you won't run for office, I hope you and Erica are considering making babies. Strange. I showed all my clients Apple that own Apple your essential rant buy a ThinkPad video. You're a good person, keep up the great work. Thank you. Thinks Apple Silicon makes self-repair harder. No, they're making self-repair harder without Apple Silicon, so. Your Mac companions have a diagnose and fix a broken Arduino board. Thank you for everything you do. Awesome. I'm only 10 minutes behind. I gotta get through this so I can go to sleep. I must read all the comments, and only then can I go to sleep. You think the biz with rent situation in New York City will improve in a year? No, but probably won't. Shit'll still be insanely expensive, and it'll be empty, and no one will care, because that's, I don't know. How do you deal with situations with an unknown and potentially very negative outcome? What I do is I take my question, and I keep posting it into the chat over and over and over again to make it even harder for Lewis to catch up. That's what I do. In practice server bound soldering, how do you clean off the gross sticky flux after it had to solder? Hot air! Hot air, man. You don't even need alcohol. If you want to be able to hot air, just blow it away, and then you can put your multimeter probes there. Any advice on wants to start their business but can't find a niche or value to provide? Love from Bay Ridge. Honestly, that's the hardest part. The work is easy. Staying at work until 4 a.m. is easy. Figuring out how to fix the next model product, easy. Figuring out how to fix things when you're $20,000 or $30,000 in the hole and you don't know why, easy. You know what's hard? Figuring out which direction to work in. I found mine by accident. You just got to find stuff to do. Just opened my second store and I can't get either store over 225K a month. Facebook, Google, you got to... I'm fucking tired and I have to answer the last question, which I half-ass answered. All right, I'm going to get to yours in a moment. Remind me of it in a minute because I'm going to forget. But I can't answer all this shit at the same time. So, where was I? Because I actually forgot the last question already. Son of a bitch. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So, son of a bitch. Okay, that one's easy. I already answered that one, but that's answered by Google. I see right to repair legislation now by my house. How can I contribute? You got to talk to your politicians and get people that you know to talk to them. Here's the thing. You're probably not going to talk to them because you think, what is the point? I'm just one person. And then everybody thinks that. And because everybody thinks that, you never get a group. The only way to get a group is to get everybody out of that mentality that I'm only one person, so it doesn't matter. And that starts with you. So that's what you're going to do. In terms of finding a niche, what I did is I was just out there in the world doing stuff. I had an internship where I was literally working for fucking free for a studio that was crumbling and in despair. And I needed a, god damn it, I can't answer a single question. It's impossible. I guess got to start ignoring them. People are going to get mad at it, but such is life. So what you do is you get out there and you just do something. I'm working at a shitty studio. I'm barely getting paid for it. The place is going and down the tubes. And there was someone who I was working with who I thought, all right, this is a chance of me actually learning something about music production and just being able to, put my name on some things so that don't sound like crap. They actually sound professional. But I need a MacBook. Shit. So I buy a MacBook and it's fucking broken because it's eBay, and then I fix it. And then I sell it to someone else when I don't need it anymore. Now, I would have never actually had that transaction with the MacBook if I did not have that stupid internship at a place that I don't know why I was working at. So it's kind of the same thing with meeting women and dating. Many people just want to be able to just swipe on an app and find someone, and they wind up spending 6 months on Bumble and Tinder and not finding anybody. But that's not how it works. What you have to do is you have to be out there doing something that has a purpose, and while you're out there doing something that has a purpose, you're going to find people that you may get along with, or that you know, or who people who then admire you for what it is you're doing, that then actually want to be with you rather than just Tinder. Because like with Tinder and Bumble and all that shit, they're just seeing a picture of you. Thank you. I think I answered that one already. You're going to have people that actually see you for who you are rather than just seeing a picture with some words and going, I don't know, this is left swipe. The same thing with business. You need to be involved in doing something that then leads you to something else you can do that gives you a sense of purpose. And then eventually along the way, you'll find your way to something. You'll trip over something eventually where you see that you could provide value, but you got to be doing something right now. And that means you got to start somewhere. You got to get involved doing something somewhere, even if it's not the ideal thing. You know, the thing that pisses me off the most is when people get a college degree. No. I got my donor boards already for 12 to 16 bucks a piece from AliExpress. I don't want to buy random boards. No offense. Sorry. I get my donor boards for the most part from there. For the newer machines, I can't get any donor boards, but I doubt you can either. You got to be out there doing something. And once you're out there doing something, then it'll lead you to the next thing. There are people that think, you know, I got a degree in engineering. I'm not going to take a job working customer service at 9X. Well, then you're never going to meet the people that you need to meet and have the experiences that lead you to where you're going to go. You got to start. And it means, you know, doing something that you believe is beneath you. Start by doing something that you believe is beneath you and seeing what happens. And you'll start to find your purpose in life. And I don't need to buy donor boards, Micah. Shit. He commented again. Thank you for the $10. I genuinely appreciate it, but I have piles of donors. Now, if you have donor boards with CD3217s on it and you want to sell them 15 bucks a piece, then I'll buy it. But nobody has that, because if they did, I would have bought them already and I would have taken them all. All of them. All of them! But they're not available. I'm 15 minutes behind and I want to go to sleep, but I can't go to sleep. Fuck. I need sleep. How do I get a question on the screen? You don't, because Lewis wants to go to sleep. Black cats are the best cats. Yes, they are. If you gave up New York Times rent, would you be making more profit streaming 8 hours a day instead of MacBook Repair? No, because YouTube does this thing where it takes your videos and shoves it into everybody's feed so that you do really, really well for a short period of time, and then they balance that out by these periods where even your own subscribers say your videos don't show up in their feed, where you then get 10% of the views you just got. So what you do is you turn it into a business based on doing this well, and then YouTube says, oh, you're doing well? LOL, fuck you. And they pull an Eli the computer guy in you, and then you don't show up in your own subscribers' feed, and then you make nothing. This is one of the reasons that I would never in a million years base a living, my finances, my life, where I live, anything on anything related to YouTube. So, no. I don't know. Maybe I offended Pedro at some point. I don't know. I try to treat my customers well, and I try to get rid of the customers that treat me poorly. I'm starting a side. I read that one. Thank you. And thank you to MA for the thank you emoji. I appreciate it. Thoughts on ARM and Nvidia? Makes me smile knowing Apple is not enjoying the thought of licensing ARM from Nvidia even if they can afford it. I don't have any thoughts on that. I'm not very educated on that. Instead of fun, Zealous can buy his dream MacBook. Lewis, you're one of my favorite YouTubers. Would love to talk metaphysics sometimes. I've had a couple of near-death experiences, religious and abusive childhood. Alan Watts helped me recover a lot. Check him out. I don't know who Alan Watts is, but I will check him out. Here is some of what I made off of my very first repair. Got into a few months ago and finally caught you on stream. Definitely inspired me to start fixing devices and spreading the word about right to repair. Why, thank you. That is awesome. I hope that your customers are very happy with the money that you save them. And I'm proud of you. Lewis, you love you. Give New York City a Staten Island loves you. Oh, Staten Island does not love me. I grew up in Staten Island. No, literally nobody liked me in Staten Island. But that's fine, because it doesn't seem like the rest of the world likes Staten Island very much. I grew up in Richmond Town. Went to PS23, IS24, and then Wagner High School, class of 2006. I do not miss Staten Island one bit. Some of your videos really helped me as a person. I thank you. Are you going to rebuild your Mundo Lux? Yes. I plan to, just for the hell of it. Ethereum residential. My mine Ethereum in Atlanta, very profitable. Everyone tried. I spoke with many PC repair shops. We all watch and love you. How do you mine Ethereum profitably with that? Really? The coder funded £1 and 1 ounce? Be a bike again. You play video games. I fail at Dota. You realize new comments keep coming, right? Yeah, once I get to the ends of the chat, I can go to sleep, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get to the ends of the chat. Thank you to KR33K00. Ever considered switching to full-time YouTube? Never, because they will screw you over in a second. YouTube will, again, like I have those periods where where people will literally say in the comments, "Why is this in my feed? I'm not subscribed to this guy." And when those days happen, it'll be 500,000, 800,000 views in a day. And then after that, it'll be, like 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. And I'll see in my comment section, "Hey, I didn't even know you uploaded for a week. You didn't show up in my feed." And there's no explanation for it. And there's no one you can talk to about it. So if you want to know what the future is like, where your boss is artificial intelligence, what you should do is you should become a YouTube content creator. Once you become a YouTube content creator, you'll understand what it's like to be managed by an artificial intelligence, where you literally can't ask them, "Hey, what did I do right? What did I do wrong?" Where, you get write-ups or you get promotions and raises based on an algorithm. There's no way to know when you're doing it right and when you're doing it wrong, and no one can tell you because no one at YouTube understands how their AI even works. There's a guy who wrote a bunch of books in the 80s and 90s who works at Google who knows a lot about artificial intelligence, but man, you ain't talking to him. People that work at YouTube probably don't even know how those algorithms work. But the main problem there is I don't want to work for AI. You have a healthy glow. You want a special diet or regimen? That's not a glow. That's me being sweaty because I have my air conditioner off because it makes too much noise when I'm streaming. That moment when I find a blown resistor on a laptop board, but the place I work at does not fix boards, I am triggered. See, this is a great opportunity to start your own business. Or what you could do is you could start fixing boards at the place that you work. You could start fixing boards at the place that you work. I'm getting fat. I have to take my belt off. What you do is you start fixing boards at the place that you work. Then you make your business more money. Then after you start making your business more money, you can go to your boss and say, we grossed an additional $12,000 this month. What do you think of giving me like an extra $500? And then when he says yes, you got a raise. And when you hear no, that's when you start your own business and you take your clients with you. God loves you very much as the tech guy. I sincerely doubt that. Thoughts on r/am I the asshole? I don't know. I think that I'd be the asshole way more often than usual if I were using Reddit. Very wise words. It's like Professor Jordan Peterson is talking. Thanks, you gave me motivation. Thank you, ABD. I sincerely doubt that I have as much in terms of good advice as a trained psychologist, but I don't know. Congrats in the store, and where is the best spot to get board view stuff for Macs? Try VenaFix. VenaFix. Are you going to rebuild your Mundo Lux? No, Erica will. I trust her soldering skills more. I'm going to remake it in a month or so. I'm waiting for EM3EV to ship me some batteries. EM3EV.com. These people make some good fucking batteries, by the way. Here, check them out. EM3EV.com. These guys take a lot of pride in their batteries. I don't get paid to say this. There's no discount. Look at this. Ours look like this. Theirs look like that. Like, they use good BMSs that actually detect shorts rather than blow up. They have temperature sensing inside them. They individually fuse every cell. I actually tore apart one of their batteries and I showed it on stream. Like, just the amount of padding and shit inside of that. They make their batteries very, very well. It's amazing. Never buying a battery that's not an EM3EV again. How do you meet someone during COVID? I don't know. Internet. We used to use a cycle analyst when I worked in some homebrew electric cars. Still don't know how they work. Huh. Any problems with 16-inch MacBook Pro? Not that I know of. Got a lot of people contacting me asking about random crashing, but not enough that I consider it to be a widespread problem. The chat never ends. Yes, I know. Is there a way to keep both locations open? Do you have enough people to manage them so that you could focus on one? If yes, then keep both locations open. If no, if one location cannot run and sustain itself and is keeping you from being able to run the other location, then cut it off. Amputate it. I did. I'm happy I did so. I did that in 2013, and I thought I was a failure. I did that, and my main location went from making 30 to 40K, 20 to 40K, to 50, to 60, to 70. Then we started building mail-in business, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 150. Do you think once revenue goes up 5 times that I give 2 shits of a fuck about a store that I failed on in Brooklyn? Nope. I don't even remember it. It's just too far in the rear view. And you got to think about it like that too. Not sure if you saw my last chat, but would you buy donor boards? I don't want to buy any more donor boards right now. Unless you have donor boards that I need, which you probably don't, because if you did, because if you could get them, then I could have got them. Have you ever thought about using a low money down loan, like FHA, to purchase a property to rent out and do business from? I don't want to. I recently got hired by a repair everything store. It's kind of driving me nuts the way the guy runs the business. I'll do my best to do my job. He runs it on commission. We got to add bullshit to repairs, but it's good experience when I go solo. Yeah, this is one of the reasons that I prefer hourly. I don't like that kind of structure. Someone said L and B or Prince Street. I'm missing something there. Erica, does this make sense to you?
What?
L and B or Prince Street? What does that mean?
Maybe that?
It's for $100, so it's worth L and B. Is this one of those things where, like, when you read it, it's actually a dirty word or a dirty sentence or something like that?
Is there a Prince Street here?
Yeah, I just don't get it. I'm missing something really stupid. Fuck, I'm still behind by 6 minutes. Go to bed, you'll never miss the end. Yes, but if I miss one, someone will be mad at me. And I don't want people to be mad at me. There's already a lot of people mad at me on Reddit. There's a lot of people mad at me. I cannot have more people mad at me on the internet. What'd you take on Hackintosh over a real Mac? What's the highest speed RAM it will take? I honestly don't remember off the top of my head. It's after midnight. I don't know what fucking speed DDR it takes. I'm sorry. It's not DDR. It's like DDR 10. It's not 1066. That's the 2011. It's PC 8500 is the one the 2010 takes. The 2011 is 1333. I don't know. Erica, they won't let me go to sleep. They keep talking.
Yeah, that's what I said. This thing never ends.
I know,
it's like
but I have to read it.
Ends.
Can you give a quote how much a repair? I love my X61 ThinkPad for its 4:3 screen, and until the pandemic was fast enough, but now I need to Zoom conferences, getting Zoom webcam working well, and the X61S realistic. Should I buy a newer computer? It'll work just fine. You can get the X61S. Yeah, Blackberry, you will get to go to sleep until I do. Blackberry, you try to get it working at a lower resolution. Nobody needs to see you in Zoom in 1080p, 60.
Ooh.
720p 30 is fine. I'm a yuppie who wanted to move to NYC before COVID. I'll keep an eye on your visit to see if NYC is worth it. Don't move here! We have enough yuppies. Because yuppies raise the price of everything for normal people.
You know what they would say?
What? You create high rises. Here's the thing. You're going to move here and everybody's going to hate you. Because they're going to point to you and say, fire, fire, gentrifier. And you're going to be paying top dollar to live someplace that's not even that nice anymore. Don't do it.
I haven't heard that once.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, next city, watch first 48. Maybe. Where can you buy MacBook screens from? Ha, good one. So what you do is you go on Skype and you wire money to a bunch of people. And if you're lucky, one of the people you wired money to will actually send you what you paid for. And then once you get that vendor, you hold on to them for dear life. That's how we get stuff. I don't think I ever get to go to sleep. I don't think I'm allowed. I won't get to go. Love your content and your work. I always figured Apple had a bit up their ass, but never imagined they were trying to gaslight their customers and work against them. Think you're making a real impact towards awareness. Why, thank you. I want to go to sleep. Have you tried upgrade soldered RAM on laptops? I have on the A1708. Thank you, MA, by the way. On the A1706 and A1708, I tried to buy RAM using Arrow as a vendor. They had something like a 16 to 20 week turnaround time. It takes a week to get an answer from them. It's very, you have to send like normal purchase orders and stuff. It's very, very, very... It's very old school. Yeah, it's very tiring. It's very fucking slow. I finally got the chips. They cost like over $200 to $250 to get 16 gigs, which means I have to charge $300 to $400 to make it worth it. I've had literally one customer in 3 years agree to it. Do you think I'm ever repurchasing that RAM? Hell no. People always ask me, why don't you upgrade this, the RAM and the processor and all this other stuff in the MacBook? It's like, because nobody wants to pay for it. I mean, A, you got to go through hell to find the parts that fit. B, you risk killing the board when you do it. And C, nobody wants to pay for it. People say, I would love to pay for you to upgrade. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Because when I give you the price, you shit yourself. Like, it happens every single time. All right. I gotta go to sleep, but fuck, they keep coming. Can you give a quote to how much a repair you would do cost? Kind of like chip replacement. I have a 2010 MacBook that won't turn on. If it's a dead 2010 MacBook, you're probably going to wind up spending more than what it costs on eBay. So on eBay, you can have a 2010 Mac. You can buy a 2010 MacBook on eBay for like $175 or $200 working. Yeah, you're going to pay us $200 or more to fix it, so it's probably not going to be as economically viable. I'm going to sleep. I'm never going to make it through this. Huh? Erica, I'm tired.
What?
I'm tired and cranky.
Hey, you know what? I know how to make all the questions go away.
Oh.
Let me answer the questions on stream. People are gonna go away in record time.
So, I got some here. I disagree with you on masks. As many countries where basically nobody wears a mask and their per capita death rates are no worse. It also seems the government has no confidence in them either, or otherwise everything would be open. Well, there's the argument that if masks work, then why isn't everything open? And it's kind of like, how do I put this? It's like saying you should pull out to not have a kid. Like, maybe there's a slightly less chance of you having a kid if you pull out, but it's definitely not foolproof. Like, you know, I kind of see math as kind of like the pull-out game. Like, you should at least be trying to do something. In the market for a new laptop, what brand support right to repair? I don't think any of them do. C++ winning, more game streams. I watch you 50% libertarian content, 50% life advice, 0% board repair. All the Streamlabs ones are not showing up on the screen. Okay, first thing I have to do is intensely apologize for the fact that none of the Streamlabs ones were showing up in the stream. Only YouTube ones were, even though I'm actually using Streamlabs to put this stuff on the screen. So I apologize profusely for the fact that that shit's not showing up. I did not intend to miss your stuff. I just didn't realize that it wasn't showing up in the screen until just now. Let's see. So I read the mask one. Actually, Erica, I can't go to sleep because I have to read all these ones that didn't show up in the screen.
Oh, okay.
So I have to, like, start from scratch, literally.
I offered.
Fuck! Ah, fuck. Oh, my God. Okay, let's do this. Fuck you, Streamlabs!
What do you think?
That's cute, but I gotta read a bunch of stuff, Erica.
See, I offered.
Hey, I got the venue I want. Just support. Oh, I read this. Parents politically. Would you ever ride a motorcycle? Boston. You remind me of my 4th grade teacher. Oh, that makes me sad. I hope I don't remind anybody of a public school teacher. My 4th grade teacher was terrible. You play video games. I like Street Fighter every now and then in Dota, but I haven't made any time for it. My 7... oh, I actually did read most of these. Just a couple of them that didn't show up. Will you detail the steps you took while filing your business and the steps you took to avoid legal action and recourse? I don't know. There's not really much legal like when you start a business, it's not like everybody's going to sue you. You know, you just get a CPA and have them file properly. There's not really much that it's not like people come out of the woodwork to sue you immediately. Here's a random question. What's your opinions on the transgender community? I don't really have them. I don't care. I think that I'm not an ism and I'm not an activist. I'm not an ist or an activist. I just think I don't care. Like if someone walks in the store and they're transgender, I don't know, I don't care. I just say, hi, how's it going? What can I do for you? What's wrong with your laptop? And I fix it. If I go out to a restaurant and a transgender person's serving me and they say, what do you want to eat tonight? I'll say, I'd like the mashed potatoes and an iced tea. Thank you very much. I don't know, they're people. I just don't make, I don't go out, carrying signs and screaming on behalf of it. I don't think they're the lesser people. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know. I just don't care. There was this one time that my mailman, like when there was a transgender customer in my store, walked in and he's doing this. He's like, he's making all these disgusting faces. And I took him aside and I said, listen, first, you didn't scan in an ultrasonic cleaner and another machine. I lost $1,000 because of you. Now, not only are you losing me money in the store, but you're now looking down at my customers. Like, don't ever fucking do that in my store again. Just seriously, don't do that. You don't have the right to do that. I don't go to your place of business and fuck with your business or make fun of the people that enter your post office. Don't do that here. And that, he actually wound up having a heart attack a month later, and I never heard from him after that. So I'm not, but stuff like that is annoying. It's like, do you really think that this person has not had a hard life? Like, also, all these comments, for those who are wondering, I read a long time ago. Streamlabs is just looping them because it's being stupid. But like, it's not, this person has already had a shitty, hard enough life. I got, as a straight white male, the shit that I went through, going through high school and junior high school and getting picked, like all this other shit, it was fucking horrible. Like, I can't imagine how bad it is for you. Like, do you think that they've never had someone look at them like that before? Like, what are you adding by doing that? It's just stupid. At least if you're going to make fun of somebody for who they are, like, wait till they leave the room or something. I don't know. Have the basic common courtesy if you're going to make fun of shit. That really pissed me off. But it kind of pissed me. I was also kind of pissed off that the guy lost a $1,000 ultrasonic cleaner, and because he was too lazy to scan the packages, and then he had a heart attack, and then I never saw him again, and I didn't really care. All right, so I think I've answered everything from the Streamlabs side. Please, it's time, someone says. And please, then thoughts on, and let me just make sure I read everything on the YouTube side. Did YouTube remove that little space where it consolidates your? No way. You didn't, YouTube. If you did, I will. No way. Oh, they fucking did.
What?
They did. There used to be a little place over here where you could see all your super chats, and it's gone now.
Oh.
Like, you used to be able to click and just read through them all. Why the fuck do you do this, Susan?
They updated it.
Why? Why do you take things that work and you make them worse? We will have true equality in the world once... here we go. Never mind. You got viewer activity. I'm a dumbass.
That's it?
They changed the name of it. But still, like, why do you have to change the name of it? I don't get it. I don't get why they changed the entire streaming interface. It worked fine before. We will have reached peak equality when female CEOs can get fired for running their companies into the ground, I think.
How long is
like, we haven't reached full equality. At least 6 years. We haven't reached full equality until... It's weird because like, she releases a video on her own platform or she's in it and it's 10 times more thumbs down than thumbs up.
Oh man, I'm outside.
The creators don't like her.
I gotta figure out how to...
Why don't you live in your shop to save on rent? Because the amount that I would save on rent would be made up for in lost sanity. You're cropped out of the shot, Erica.
I know. Why did you crop me out? Okay, here.
Why are you wearing a funny hat?
Huh? Because it's nighttime and my hair doesn't look that
Congrats.
I have this microphone underneath me. Yeah.
You can use Hydro Queen to bleach your eyelids. See, I don't want to bleach myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have no desire to bleach myself. Where to learn board repair in 2020?
What?
I don't know. I have a channel with a lot of videos on it. I answered that. Okay, let's see. Prospect Park or Central Park? Prospect Park is affordable. Central Park is not. I was looking at an apartment right outside Prospect Park for $1,200 a while ago. You cannot get an apartment outside of Central Park for $1,200. I tell you that much. Why did you scare Clinton, Erica?
I didn't scare Clinton.
You're awesome. Get some rest. You can. Let's see. I've been trying to get a job in IT support for the past year. I have my A+. Okay, that's useless. Associate's degree in IT, maybe. 3 months experience as intern, very useful. Had some interviews, but can't seem to get hired. Working on another job right now to pay my bills. I wish there was a way to refund money here, because if you are jobless and unable to find the job, you probably should not be giving me money. But what I think, I mean, you're doing everything right. The A plus, but the intern and the degree, that really is more close to the right path. What are your opinions on? Fuck, that went away. Okay. Whatever with customs in your stuff. That stuff's gone. My iPhone A plus is restoring itself by itself. Why? Because it's an iPhone. What you want to do is get a Moto G. It's way cheaper and it won't boot loop on you. I just want to generally say I appreciate everything you do. Thank you for being an awesome person. Please don't base your faith in humanity on me. Please do not. Because I'm going to do or say something at some point that's going to piss you off, and then you're going to lose it again. Don't base your faith in humanity on fuck-ups like me. Please don't. Okay, I think I've gotten just about everything. Oh, love you. I always figured Apple would be a bit up their own ass, but I never imagined they were trying to gaslight their customers and work against them. Ha. All right. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Wait, I just brought the influencer over
I gotta
here.
go.
What?
Oh, God,
I just brought the influencer here.
Get out of here, Oreo.
We lost
Get out of here, Oreo.
A new cat in.
Oreo.
Huh?
Shit, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep.
Now? So
Erica,
I bring
take this
Oreo
cat.
and now you decide.
Take this cat.
This
Get
is
this
the
cat
time
out of
you
here.
want to go to sleep.
New bat and trackpad early 2015. How much to add RAM? I don't add RAM to that because it's a nightmare and I don't have it, and I don't have it. Yeah, battery and trackpad like in the, I don't know, somewhere in the high 200s probably. Battery, trackpad. That's a pain in the ass to get the battery out on that. I gotta go to sleep, man. I'll see you all later.
Wait,
Are you surprised the anti-rights repair group in Massachusetts disabled ratings and comments in their videos? No, I'm not, because they are a bunch of cowards, and they are afraid of having to deal with with people's ideas and opinions. How can I use my time in my 20s wisely? Watch my negotiating with yourself video. I made that video specifically for this purpose. How to negotiate with yourself. I have to go to sleep. I can't go to sleep. The comments won't stop. This isn't even a great stream. My stream yesterday on the live channel was way better than this.
How many viewers do you have?
I don't know. I want to go to sleep. There's 2,300 viewers.
You know why the view count went down? Because I went in stream, so I better leave.
I want to go to sleep. Carry me to bed.
I think you were at 2,700 at one point.
I'm tired.
I was hoping that I would chase your viewers away. What? Just, you know what? You can read until 5 a.m. Oh. Hey. Nobody needs to see your mouth.
I'm out of here. See you all later.
See you.
Thanks for watching. Sorry for doing a shitty stream and not keeping up with the chat and all that. Time for some